Hey everyone, this is Heather and this is going to be a video on how to use our Scalps tool. So this is a tool that's not available on the website yet. We'll soon add it, hopefully probably in a month or two. This is only available as a Discord bot. So all our premium members have this bot available to them. As you can see that we have this under the premium in the premium community. And what this bot does is it posts Scalps ideas intraday. Those usually pan out within 30 to 60 or let's say about 120 minutes, so that would be half an hour, 1 hour or 2 hours. And the idea here is that if the markets are a little bit choppy, then you can always just scalp intraday to get really good profits. The accuracy of this tool, as with many of our other tools, is about 70%. But I still wanted to go over a few examples to show you which scalps to choose, because we post about 30 scalps every day. So which ones to choose and which ones to stay away from when actually trading these, because someone reached out to me yesterday and they wanted a slightly detailed video on what's the criteria of choosing these scalps. The expectation is that all of these should work, but obviously it's trading, it's financial markets, it's very hard to build something that's 100% accurate, which is why we are doing this video, so that we can increase, let's say, our accuracy score from 60 to 70% to, let's say, more than 80%. So let's see if we can do that. So these were some of the scalps that were posted on April 30th. So we are just going to go over some of these to see how we could have entered or how we could have actually left them. So this was, let's say, the first one. So NVAX, the entry was as 940. The position was long, so buy shares or buy a call. The target was 242 and the stop loss was 238. Potential profits were $2.26 per share. It was posted at 9:29, so this would be 12:29 in EST. I am in PST right now, which is why we are seeing this. So let's see how this went. So let's open NVAX. Let's open the 15-minute chart. So these are based on 15 and 30-minute charts, so please use those to trade them. And let's see what happens. So we need to go to 12:30, right? All right, so about here, so not here actually. So we want to go to 12:30, and let me actually open up the 1-minute chart, because I think that should hopefully work well. All right, so this is where the right. I hope everyone can see this. Now about here was when the scalp was posted. So the expectation is that whenever the price reaches 240, let's see, whenever the price reaches 240.7, we are going to enter. Here the price opened at 240.7, so that would have been our entry, and we are going to wait until the price either touches 238 or it reaches 242. So whichever target is hit first, we are either going to just get out or we are going to wait for our profit. You don't need to add your own logic in terms of setting up stop losses or targets here. You need to just follow the tool. The logic should be added in terms of when to actually which scalp to actually do and which scalp to actually stay away from. So okay, so this came in here. Let's say we entered here. We can see that the price here actually came to 239. It went to 241.05. So we didn't hit the stop loss because it's 239. The stop loss is 238. And we didn't go up too much. We went to 241.05. And then we finally, I think right around here, we actually hit the 238 stop loss. So I believe somewhere around here, 239.2. So this, as you can see, this was a bad scalp. Now let's see if there were any characteristics here that we could have seen in order to stay away from this scalp, but this one actually did not work. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if there was any resistance. So when the scalp came in, it was not looking at any support and resistance levels or any kind of technical analysis. These are based on something called the strat. So we just follow some simple strategies to give you these scalps, and now we are creating this video to actually help you see which ones to actually go for and which ones to stay away from. So we can see that this is a resistance level. So let's say the scalp came here and it asks you to, let's say, buy or go long. You probably want to stay away from a scalp like that, because this is not a good, this does not look like a good idea. Then we have this support level on the 15-minute chart. So if the scalp came here and it told you to go long, then that would be a really good idea, because we are just at a support level. The scalp tells us to go long, so that this might be a good time to actually follow the scalp. So you should always draw these levels, and support and resistance level, and also always just quickly look at the technicals in terms of how the price action is doing before you go into any of these scalps. You can see that the scalp actually came here. Now here we did not have anything actually. What we had, this, let me show you why we should not have gone here. So this level, you can see that 1, 2, now it has become a resistance. We broke it, but now we have crossed it again. So this was a support, now we crossed it, now this has become a resistance again. So we have a resistance right on top of the price that we are at right now, which means that it might not be a good scalp to go in. As we actually saw, this touched the resistance 1, 2, 3 times. You can see. So let's say it came here, we tried to go up here, then let's say here, then here, and then we finally fell down. So that because there was a resistance level above. So whenever you see these resistance levels above the current price, you should stay away from the bullish scalps. If there is a support level right below the current price, then you should probably stay away from the bearish scalps. So let's quickly go over some of the other ones. So we have, firstly, another quick tip that I'd like to add here is, if the market is overall bearish, then usually bearish scalps are going to work well. If the market is overall doing bullish, then usually bullish scalps work well. But even if the market is bullish or bearish, on average, both of the bullish and bearish scalps on average work really well. But just to add a tip, or just to sort of filter down the list into, let's say, 3 or 4 scalps per day. So let's see, we have a bearish scalp for firstly, and the time is 9:34. So let's open up the 5-minute chart. Let's see what happened. So we are going to look at 12:34 for 12. Okay, so this, at this point in time, this trade idea came in. Our entry was 24.8 and 25.3 was our stop loss. Alright, 12:30. Alright, so this came here, right? What was the entry again? 64.8, so somewhere around here, right? And the target was 64.17. So the low of this candle is 64.3. The low of the next candle is 64.13. So we entered somewhere in between, and this was the target. Now, how do you know this is a good trade? At this point in time, since we had touched this line and this acted as a support, then this acted as a support here as well, and actually here, you know that from here to here we have a support level at our target. So that's good, because once our target hits we were going to get out anyways. But just the fact that we also have a support level at our target, that tells us that the price might actually reach that support level and then bounce. And you can see that right away it actually bounced, but then it also broke that support level as well. But if we were right at this candle and this was a bearish alert, then we would not have gone in, because there is a support level right below the current price. Since the alert came here, somewhere in the middle of this candle, and again these are quick scalps, which is why the name scalps. Since you would have entered somewhere around here, you had these two entire candles that were red, that went to that support level, and that support level was actually a profit target as well, which was filled. So this was a really good one. So with these scalps, at least personally, I found out that as long as you can find out some support and resistance levels above or below the price, the current price where the scalp is posted, as long as you don't have anything going against you. So let's say you want to go bullish, but there is a resistance level right on top on the intraday chart, not on the daily chart, then you probably don't want to enter that scalp. But as long as there are no levels, or those levels are slightly far off from the current price, then you have some more confidence that since there are levels slightly away from the current price, we might want to touch those levels and then bounce back up or down. So these were just two quick tips on how to find good scalps. Let's see if we can actually go through a third one as well. We have a SPY. Oh, this is interesting. So let's see how this did. 938. SPY is always interesting. It's also very hard to do well on SPY. So let's see how we did. Okay, so this is where the scalp idea came in. 238, 1238. So this is 938, which means if you add 3 hours to go to the EST time, then this is where the scalp idea came in. Let's see the entry. The entry is 417 and 416 is the target. Alright, so this is the candle where the scalp came in. Now look at this beautiful resistance. Let's go up. You see this level acted as a support, then we broke the support, we broke the resistance again. Now we came here and this acted as a support again, we finally broke the support here. Right here we broke the support level, which means now this is going to act as a resistance, and you can see that this region, this did act as a resistance all day, and we could never sort of go above this price level. So now that we have seen that the scalp came in as soon as we broke a support level, which means that it has now become a resistance level, which means that there is less chance that the price is going to go up and more chance that the price is going to go down, because we have a resistance level right on top. Which is why if you had entered here, you can see that the very next candle, actually let's see the candle after, no, you're looking at the wrong candle, this here 1230, then you can see that at the very next candle we went to a low of 417.11, then we went to a high of 417 again. At this candle this actually worked because we went to 416, and that was the target. So we can see that you can see that we hit the target. Let's say we hit the stop loss at any point in time, 417.89. So this is where we actually hit the right at the top. We did hit the stop loss. So sure, this is a case where we hit the stop loss by just 0.01 points. So if you were here, then you probably would know that there is a resistance right here. We tried to cross it, we couldn't, 2 times. So you might want to extend your stop price, but this is again, as I think said 10-15 minutes ago, you don't want to change the stop losses or target levels. If you're again, if you've spent some time and you're slightly more experienced, then sure, do those do add a little bit of margin in your stop loss. But this really worked well. I think this was just a bad luck that we just touched the 417.89 level, and then we just came back down. You can see the high of this was 417.9. Other than that, we never reached the 417.9 level after this candle. So yeah, this was it. I would have really liked if we actually did not go to that 417.9, but I think still the whole point stands. There was a resistance level right above the current price, and that resistance level was acting well, so we had to enter here, and this was a totally fine, again, a trade idea, just some bad luck. But let's say the price didn't go up, or let's say we actually had a resistance level here, so we added some margin. We were right on the next candle, we were going to sort of hit the target, and this would have acted really well. Now that this didn't act so good, let's see if we can find something else. Okay, we had a SPY one again, actually 948. It's the same one because there was an entry there again, so we just posted the idea again. Let's see. Google, I think everyone knows about Google, so let's do Google at about 1040. So Google 1040, let's see. This would be 140, right? So let's see. This candle actually, what's the low? 3348. Okay, this was good. The entry was at 2355, and this, where is the candle? This was the candle. The entry was at 2355. You can see the open of this was 2355. The exit was on 2349, and you can see the low of this was 2348. So we hit the exit within, we hit the target within just one candle. So this was a really awesome one. Let's see if there were any signals that would have told us to, let's say, get in. I think there were. So you can see we had this resistance level, we couldn't break it here, we couldn't break it here, and we couldn't break it here. So you can see that this was a good one. We had a resistance level right above the current price. If we went in, then we had a reason that we were going into this scalp, and this actually worked really well. So we have gone over 4 scalps here, and I hope just sort of going over my thought process on how I pick and choose which scalps to go with and which scalps to just ignore, that's going to help all our scalpers in Discord. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in some other video.